Third grade, I'd like to welcome you to Math Lesson 101. Today we are going to be learning how to divide two-digit numbers. Before we start, I have 3 videos I want you to watch. None of them take too long, and I think that they might help us with our lesson. I'll go ahead and share my screen and we'll get started. Here we go.
This song is about long division. It's not only about how you do long division, but how it's used in real life. So sing along. This is a song that I must sing in order to divide like a queen or king. Sing along. This is a song that I must sing in order to divide like a queen or king. And divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. 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 Division is the most important operation. It has a cousin called multiplication. It involves making groups of a given size, or making a given number of groups to organize. This is a song that I must sing in order to divide like a queen or king. Sing along. This is a song that I must sing in order to divide like a queen or king. And divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. 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 It's used for measuring packages and sharing things, partitioning money and making clothing, calculating speed, average, and given times. It all can be shown equally in number line. This is a song that I must sing in order to divide like a queen or king. Sing along. This is a song that I must sing in order to divide like a queen or king. And divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. 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 Division and fractions are like close neighbors. The dividend is a numerator. The divides down in the denominator. Quotient's the answer and remainders left over. One more time. This is a song that I must sing in order to divide like a queen or king. Sing along. This is a song that I must sing in order to divide like a queen or king. And divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. Divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. Divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. And divide, multiply, subtract, bring down.
All right, third grade. We are going to go to the next video.
Created using Powtoon. Tired of scrounging YouTube for math help? ThatTutorGuy.com has videos covering everything from pre-algebra to calculus, chemistry.
what to expect. You have to break the problem down into 4 simple steps. To divide, multiply, subtract, and bring down. Do it over and over until the quotient is found. When we break the long division problem down, here's a couple of terms that you're gonna hear about. Is the number that goes into another. How many times it can is what you will discover. The difference is the number being divided. You know that weird looking bracket is the number inside it. Now that's another term for the answer. It's a fancy word, but it's what your teacher will prefer. A remainder sometimes when the dividend. Dividend, quotient, remainder, divisor, dividend. You love division, here's what to expect. You have to break the problem down into 4 simple steps. To divide, multiply, subtract, and bring down. Do it over and over until the quotient is found. Now we're going to learn how to divide. It's a math problem, but we'll try our best to make it rhyme. Now let's divide 75 by 3. You gotta find out how many groups of 3 you'll need. 3 goes into 7 only 2 times. So you write the number 2 on the line above the 7. Multiply that 2 by 3. 2 times 3 is 6. So write that underneath where the 7 is. And now it's time to subtract. 7 minus 6 is 1. So be sure to write that. And now it's time to bring down the 5 beside the 1. Now a 15 comes alive. Here's what the next step should be. 15 has how many groups of 3? 5. If you know your math facts, you'll get it. 3 times 5 is 15. There we say. So now you write that 5 on the line right beside the 2 above the 75. Multiply the 5 times the divisor. 3. That gives you 15. So you write that at the bottom of the problem. Subtract it from the first 15. And that leaves you with 0. No remainder to be seen. Divisor. Division is repeated subtraction. Long division is repeated subtraction. Long division is repeated subtraction. Long division, here's what to expect. You have to break the problem down into 4 simple steps. To divide, multiply, subtract, and bring down. Do it over and over until the quotient is found. Divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. Divide, multiply. Sometimes there's a remainder. That means you had a little something left over. All you gotta do is put an R beside the quotient with the number after that, and then you're good to go. So now you know. When you do long division, here's what to expect. You have to break the problem down. 4 simple steps. To divide, multiply, subtract, and bring down. Do it over and over until the quotient is found. When you divide long division, here's what to expect. You have to break the problem down into 4 simple steps. To divide, multiply, subtract, and bring down. Do it over and over until the quotient is found.
Awesome. I like that one. One more, and then we can get started. I think we'll go to an island in the Caribbean now. Here we go.
Hey there, Clam. What you doing? Ooh, I don't get it. I don't understand. What's wrong? What don't you understand? Long division. I don't know where to start or what to do. Oh no! Don't you worry. I can help. Just remember the first letters of Daddy, Mother, Sister, and Brother. What? The first letters, D, M, S, and B. It's an easy way to remember the steps. Here, I'll show you. Daddy is divide. Mother is multiply. Sister is subtract. And brother is bringing down. Then repeat the steps. Ooh, yeah, I see. Daddy, mother, sister, and your brother. Divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. Thank you, Bill.
Right.
Have fun.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and go back to our video. And the next thing we're going to do is talk about those steps. These steps are super important. What were they? Can you say them to me? Okay, in order, divide, multiply, subtract, and then bring down. These steps are so important. We want you to put them on the top of all of your math papers. Here's lesson 101. And on the top in the corner, I have written those steps: divide, multiply, subtract, and bring down. On your lesson 101, please do the same. Great. Then you have another paper and it looks something like this. Can you grab that for me? We're going to practice long division. Here in the corner, I've written my steps: divide, multiply, subtract, and bring down. It's important that I always do these steps and I do them in order. All right, our first problem today says, just a minute, I'll fix that camera. Myra has a special photo album for pictures of her friends. She can fit 6 pictures on one page. How many pages will she need for 90 pictures? So we write our problem out, and of course we have our steps: divide, multiply, subtract, and bring down. It's important that we put those on our paper every time we have a math assignment from now on. Finish the year strong by putting those in the corner of every math page. All right, problem number 1. How many 6s would we have in 9? We would have 1 6. That's division. Now let's multiply. 1 times 6 is 6. That's right. We subtract it. We get 3. Our next step is to bring down the 0. And we have to start all over again. Now we look at the 30. How many 6s are in 30? We divide and we get 5 for an answer. Now we'll multiply. 5 times 6 is 30. I'll subtract that 30 and I come up with an answer of 0. Now, to check my work, I'm going to take my answer in the quotient, which is 15, and I will multiply it by my divisor, the 6. 5 times 6 would be 30. Put down my 0 and carry the 3. 6 times 1 is 6, plus the 3, 90. That's the answer I started with. So I've checked my work and I know that I'm correct. Let's go on to number 2. Let me read number 2 and you read along with me. An equal number of students sit in each row during assemblies. If 75 students sit in 5 rows, how many students are in each row? We're going to put our steps: divide, multiply, subtract, and bring down on the top of our paper. First operation I need to do is divide. How many 5s are in 7? That's right, there's 1 5. So I've done my division, now I multiply. 1 times 5 is 5. My next step is to subtract. 7 take away 5 is 2. Last step, bring down. I bring the 5 down. 5, 25. How many 5s are in 25? Well, if we think about it, we know 5 times 5 is 25. So we put our 5 up there, and now we are going to multiply. 5 times 5 is 25. We subtract, and we get an answer of 0. We'll check our work. We put our quotient 15 down. We put our divisor of 5 down, and now we multiply. 5 times 5 is 25. Carry our 2. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 2, 7. I got the answer I started with, so I have checked my work. Excellent. Now we're going to go on to number 3. What do I put in the top corner of all my math papers, guys? Do you remember? Divide, multiply, subtract, and bring down. Your story says 1 yard is equal to 3 feet. How many yards are equal to 42 feet? So I have 42 entered as the divisor, and I will divide by the number 6. That's my problem. 3 goes into 4 how many times? That's right, just once. 1 times 3 is 3. I need to subtract that. When I do subtract it, I only have 1 left, so I'll bring down the 2. Now I'll think. 3 goes into 12 how many times? Well, 3 times 4 is 12. 4 times 3 is 12. My next step is to subtract. Nothing left to bring down, so I'll multiply to check my work. 14 times 3. 3 times 4, 12. Carry the 1. 3 times 1, 3 plus 1 is 4. I have the answer that I started with, so I know that this answer is correct. I've checked my work. Excellent. Would you please either turn over your paper, or you have another paper stapled on, and it should look something like this. Up in the corner, I have written my 4 special operations, or 4 special things to remember: divide, multiply, subtract, and bring down. You go ahead and work it out here, but I'm going to work it out here for the camera on my clean piece of paper. Okay, number 4 says 60 divided by 4. I think it looks better when I circle them. How many 4s are in 6? Well, that's easy. There's only 1. 1 times 4 is 4. My next step is to subtract. When I subtract, I get the number 2. and I bring down the 0. Excellent. How many times does 4 go into 20? Well, it goes in 5 times. 5 times 4 is 20. I'll subtract. I get the answer of 0. Let's multiply that back and see if we're correct. 4 times 5, we just said was 20. 4 times 1 is 4 plus 2. That's the number that I started with. So I know that I am right. I've proven my work. Let's move on to number 5. Let's have you try this one. How many 5s are in 6? I hope you said 1. 1 times 5 is 5. We'll subtract that. Now what do I do? Well, that's right. I need to bring down that 5, don't I? How many 5s are in 15? You're right if you said 3. 3 times 5 is 15. Now I'll subtract, and I get 0. That means it's time to check my work. I take the 13, I multiply it times 5. 5 times 3 is 15. Put down my 5, carry my 1. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 1, 65. That's the number I started with. So this answer is correct. I have checked my work. Awesome. Let's move on to number 6. For number 6, let's talk about it. Hopefully you looked at this and saw that there's only one 6 in the number 7. 1 times 6 is 6. I'll subtract that and I get 1. Now it's time to bring down my 8. Six goes into 18 3 times. 3 times 6 is 18. I got a 0, so let me check my work. 13 times 6. 6 times 3 is 18. I'll carry my 1. 6 times 1 is 6 plus 1. That's the number I started with. So I've checked my work and I am correct. Awesome. Let's go on to number 7. Number 7 is 30. Excuse me, number 7 is 72. And it's going to be divided by 3. How many 3s are in 7? Think about that. Well, if you said 2, you're right. 2 times 3 is 6. Subtract. I bring down. How many 3s in 12? I hope you said 4. 4 times 3 is 12. I'll subtract, and I get a 0. Excellent. Let's check our work. 24 multiplied by 3. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 2 is 6 plus 1, 7. That is the number I started with. So we checked our work and we are correct. Very good. Just 2 more to go. Number 8 is 52 divided by 2. Well, I'll put my clues up here. Don't want to forget a step. I might make a mistake. How many 2's are in 5? If you said 2, you were right. 2 times 2 is 4. Now I need to subtract. 5 minus 4 is 1. The next job, bring down that 2. Now how many 2's are in 12? The answer is 6. 6 times 2 is 12. I subtract and I get 0. That means I need to check my word. 2 times 6 is 12. I put down the 2, carry the 1. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1. 52 is the number I started with. Since I got the same number, I know that I have done this problem correctly. That's number 8. And our last one on this practice is number 9. Number's a little bigger now, but you can do it. How many 5's are in 9? If you said 1, you're right. 1 times 5 is 5. Now I subtract. Excuse me, I subtract. Oh, look at that big number. Let me move this so you can see it. That's bigger than we've had before, but it's still smaller than the number 5, so I'm okay. I'll bring down my 5, and I'll think how many 5's are in 45. I hope you said 9. 9 times 5 is 45. I'll subtract, and I get 0. Let's check. 19 times 5. 5 times 9 is 45. Carry my 4. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 4, 95. That's the number I started with. So I've done this one correctly. Awesome, guys. You've done a great job. When we finish, this paper will be stapled to our assignment for today. Let's go ahead and take a peek at our assignment. Okay, I'm going to grab my math book here. Number 1, you are going to be figuring out how many stacks of books. Number 2, you are going to be, let me see if I can focus this camera just a little bit more. Number 2, we are going to be taking $2.39 and we are going to be changing it to a compatible number. Remember, a compatible number is a number that would be like a 25 number. 25, 50, 75, or a whole 100. So think about that as you do this problem. Number 3 and number 4, you just need to write the answer, but they're division problems. So we better not just write the answer. Let's go ahead and work them out just like we did on our practice today. So for number 3, we will write 78 divided by 6, and for number 4, 54 divided by 3. Make sure you write them out and then remember to multiply back and see if you match the number you started with. For number 5, you're going to be finding the missing number. Number 6, you are going to be drawing a line segment. Please remember to use your ruler, keep your line straight, and then tell us how long your line is. For number 7, you are going to be thinking about the numbers that Simon is saying. And the question is, what will the 15th number Simon says be? So read carefully on that. I need to turn my page for number 8. Number 8, you're writing the multiplication and division facts for the fact family, 8, 4, and 32. Number 9, you're going to be looking maybe even at your ruler. They want to know where the halfway point would be between two numbers on your ruler. Number 10, you're going to work out. 11, draw a square. It's got to be a certain length, so again, we need that ruler again. Don't forget to tell me how far the perimeter is all the way around your square. For number 12, Marlinda is putting some photo albums into her book. You need to tell me how many photos will be on each page. Our label there will be photos. Number 13, you are going to read carefully and tell me how many cubes we would need to build this rectangular solid. 14, you're figuring out how many years have passed. 15 and 16, 15, you are multiplying an A and a B problem. 16 says we should draw a circle, draw half a circle or a semicircle, and then draw in its line of symmetry. 17, you are dividing, but these are short division problems, so just write the answer. 18, you're estimating a sum. You will change all three numbers. Okay, go to the closest dollar. 19, put these fractions in order from the smallest to the largest. And on number 20, I'd like you to tell me which operation you would use to get the answer of 12. Remember, just write the letter. Well, that's our lesson for today, third grade. Remember, if you have any questions, you can let us know. We're here to help you. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.